is Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working in a little junk journal I've got here. And this is a, for me, pretty quick art journal page. And a lot of it is about kind of not overworking it and overthinking that. And you'll see that here in the end. I was running behind on my 100-day project on the day I did this. It was day 14, I believe, of the 100-day project. And my material that I was supposed to use was book pages. And that was super lucky because I have tons of book pages. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I must always start an art journal page by collaging scrap papers down. So I went through my book collection and kind of pulled out some things that I hadn't really touched in a while and ripped out a couple pages, and that's what I started with. I've got, I think, one that's in German and it's got like numbers and words on it. I've got some kind of book page. It was super brittle, and then I had something from some kind of French book that was almost all in French, but it was all pictures. So it was, I don't know, some kind of learning to speak French through pictures. You'll see that here. And so I look at that and I decided I might use that as a focal. So I'm not going to use those as part of my collage. So I kind of tuck them away. And then I've got this large print book here, and I see the words, oh, what are they? Don't be so, or don't be silly, which tickled me to no end. You see my little jazz hands or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to use that. So once I got those other pieces collaged, I didn't have to add a lot to this because this junk journal page had um, what is it, sewing pattern in the background. So that added like a ton of texture to the back of this, and also some color and all of that. So I just put a little bit of that book text down, and then I'm going in with some golden fluid acrylic in Titan Buff, which kind of goes with some of those book pages and kind of helps add it to the page. And when I put that on there, I forget how far this golden, those good paints go, and so I'm trying to kind of blend it out a little bit. I ended up getting a baby wipe here to help me kind of blend it, and it helped really accentuate the texture that I got in the sewing pattern that was already there. So then for color, all I'm going to use is a couple of inks. I've got a, what is it? It's a Liquitex acrylic ink, and I cannot say this word, but it's, oh gosh, I don't know. Fatolo cayenne green. I have no idea. It's the blue shade, but it's a green. It's greener than I thought it was. I thought, since it said it was the blue shade, I thought it was gonna be more teal. And this is almost emerald green, but it's fine. I like the color. I actually had another, I don't think it was ink, but another paint I wanted to use. I forgot completely about. It's fallen down up in that upper left-hand corner, but that's fine. This page came together beautifully with just what I did use. So I put some of that acrylic ink down, let it dribble, let it drip, sprayed some water on it, and then I dried it here. Once I got it dry, I pulled out a Stabilo Woody in brown just because I wanted some movement. That's what I tend to do, is come in with some kind of crayon or pen or pencil or something and add a little bit of movement when things seem a little stiff and I don't know what to do next. So, and I wet that Stabilo in just a couple places just to get it to blend and bleed a little, since we know that's what I like to do. Um, and I felt like that bottom corner didn't have a whole lot. And again, I'm not thinking too hard about any of this. This one is flying together. And that is some of the Dr. P.H. Martin inks in copper. And I'm just making some dots with the tip of it. I didn't want to overload that page any more than what I already had on there. I was really feeling it. So I just put a couple dots there. And then I decided I'm going to go ahead and cut out the Don't Be Silly from my book text. And then I grab that weird French picture learning book thing, and I'm trying to decide which of those pictures I want to use, because I was like, that's going to be my focal. And I end up deciding there's a picture of a bottle of wine on there, and I thought that would be hilarious. You know, don't be silly. Of course I want more wine. I don't personally like wine, but I thought that was just kind of funny. So there's me pointing to the little wine bottle, and I have no idea what that says. I did take French, but that was, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years, forever ago. Y'all don't need to know how long ago that was. So I am cutting out that bottle of wine, and I immediately like, oh no, it needs something behind it. So I cut down the "Don't be silly," so it's just the phrase sitting there. And then I'm going to grab a piece of one of the papers I've gotten sitting there. I don't know if that's some of the German paper or something else, but just a piece of paper, just something that could go behind that uh, that picture of that wine bottle. And so I put some of the Titan Buff on it and just a thin coat because I kind of wanted the words to not be too distracting in the background. And then I blow dry that real quick. And then I'm going to put my little wine bottle there and look at it. And I'm like, no, it needs some more texture. So I grab, what is it called? I think it's like drywall tape or something. That's the little circle type things that I'm like, it needs something. So I put that down, and I decided that it needed some color because everything just felt so washed out. So I'll take that brown Stabilo and some water and color that and try to stick down my my little phrase there, my "Don't be silly." Here. So I put my Stabilo there, and I'm going to add some water. And see, y'all, I'm thinking so hard about this. I'm like, oh, I've got to make this so difficult. I've got to have all these layers. I need to have texture. I've got to have this. I've got to have that. And yeah, so I start to put it there, and I'm like, just start gluing it. I'm just going to start gluing it. I'll get it to work. So, yeah, here's what I'm like, just glue it. So I start gluing it, and the moment I start gluing it, I'm like, you know what, I absolutely hate this. I hate this so much. And that's it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with that. I hate it so much. So instead, I reach over, I grab just a scrap of paper that's over on the side of my desk. I stick down that "Don't be silly" on it, and I stick that on my page. And y'all, that's it. I'm done. I fiddled with that little image forever, and it just wasn't right for this page, and I wish I had realized that from the beginning. So it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to overthink it. Yeah, just let your intuition guide you when it comes to these things. So I'm going to give you some pictures of how it looked. If you like this, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and like it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. All right, guys. Y'all go out, let your intuition guide you, and don't make it complicated. All right, guys. Bye.